Welcome to our Christmas Eve special. The Lakers have won at last. The Lakers are back on track with a new lineup. Thank you for joining us. It's our Christmas Eve special. Thank you to everyone who's been part of a new show. You're watching the Larry Lakers as we try and take on the big shows. And thank you, 129, 120 win the Lakers. And here are our listener questions. You're listening to the Larry Lakers dribbling chit chat. To make the dribbling chit chat, the listeners and viewers send in the questions. Here's the question. Stick with us. This is what we'll look at in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Stay with us. Our listener questions. Merry Christmas from the Larry Lakers. What about a lineup change? Ethan from UCLA, all the way from Alaska. Ethan's one of our co-hosts, semi-regulars, and he is in Alaska for Christmas. What an effort. He's from UCLA Radio, and he loved this win. What about the lineup change? I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was interesting. I was worried there wasn't going to be enough points, but basically the Lakers ran Vando, LeBron James, AD, Cam Reddish, and Taurean Prince. I wasn't sure where the scoring was going to come from or who'd bring the ball up. But of course, who did everything tonight? LeBron James. He played point guard for much of that first rotation. Interesting combination. It made him long. It made him switchy. Very interesting. Go back and have a look at that quarter. And is LeBron warming in to Christmas? Mo from Memphis, one of our listeners. Thanks again. Merry Christmas to you, Mo. Is LeBron warming into it? I think he is. And he loves to rise for Christmas. The Celtics, they'll be a big ask. But now he can have a rest. He's played a big game today. 40 points from LeBron James. 40 massive points and a massive fourth quarter where he scored most of the Lakers' points. What a game from LeBron. Yes, here's a question. Did LeBron just outscore his age? Sean at Abbey Takeaway, and Merry Christmas to all of you and his customers. Sean at Abbey Takeaway, get in for a Christmas quote or takeaway. But did LeBron just outscore his age? He did, 40 points. And he's about very soon going to turn 39 years of age. So LeBron James, wow, what a game. He outscored his age now and in the next couple of weeks. Was this the must-win game that AD said it was, is a question from Mike O at San Luis Obispo, and Merry Christmas to everyone down under. Well, thanks, Mike O, and Merry Christmas to everyone. It's a beautiful part of the world, San Luis Obispo. Thanks for watching and listening to the show. But yes, I guess because of that Chicago loss, you expected a loss, and there was some good signs, even though it was a loss against the Timberwolves. But you couldn't have all of this run without a win, and the 1-5 since winning the in-season tournament. We were in trouble. We needed a win. It was a must-win. Jiggled the lineup. It was interesting. Of course, that meant D'Angelo Russell had to come on off the bench, but not just off the bench, had to come on after Austin Reeves with that new lineup of Vando, LeBron James, AD, Cam Reddish, and Prince as starters. AD and LeBron versus Chet Holmgren and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Was this the main game? Tim Hugs at Destination Anywhere. Look them up on Facebook. I think they're a travel group, and ask for the Larry Lakers price. Tim Hugs at Destination Anywhere. Look, there was a bit more to it. This Jalen Williams character. They've got two Jalen Williams players by the same name, but the bigger one, he could put the ball on the floor. I didn't realise he could do that much with it on the floor, but he drove in, pushed off, and he was starting to hit little short mid-ranges himself, the same way Shea jumped into us. Alexander carved us up last game, and what a nice return win. Did the referee swallow the whistle? Can you kick it in? Can you kick it now? That's a good question. And one more question. Were you nervous when the 20-point lead got cut down to 8? Merry Christmas. Mick the Inca, who doubts Palinka. And a shout out, he says, as well, to the guys on the Lakers Fast Break, Gerald and Joe and the team there, the Magic Man. Happy birthday for during the week. And now, was this nervous times? Well, they did swallow the whistle. You can get away with a lot. Go back and have a look at it. It was strange, the refereeing. I guess Big Lou said if you let him go both ways. maybe that's all right, Lou Vance. But I don't know. I don't know if there wasn't some calls where our guys in as they push in for those layups on the drive. Our guys seem to be bumped and pushed, like both LeBron and Anthony Davis. So I'm not sure whether it was both ways, but maybe that's the bias of looking at it through Lakers glasses. But I was nervous when they cut it. We were having a great third quarter, but they put a late third quarter run in on us. And then they put an early fourth quarter run and it got back to 8. Nervous times. But AD, I didn't think his mid-range would be that reliable late in games, but he hit a mid-ranger. LeBron, 5 of 5 three-pointers. We'll have a look at the stat sheet in a minute. I thought he took an interesting three. I was worried we settled for mid-range when we needed to be taking it in. Yes, Tim Huggs, I was worried. And thankfully, those shots landed. Did the Lakers finally win a first quarter and first quarter calzones from Tedo at Sacramento? He's the guy who said the Lakers need to concentrate for first quarters. So he thought about this sponsor the same way they have a sponsor for tacos for full-time score. He wanted a first quarter score. Well, they nearly did it. What really happened, he said here, maybe they could have something a bit more expensive, like, since it's Christmas, like second quarter seafood. Well, go ahead and get it tonight because second quarter seafood was deserved. They really did do well in the second quarter tonight. Did well for much of the third until we let them back in there on that third quarter on a late run. But second quarter and a chunk of the third, go and have a look at it. It was exciting stuff there from the Lakers. And please go back. Our previous question, the questioner there, of course, is Mick the Inker who doubts Palinka. He, believe it or not, was one of the viewers who's ended up on the show. Go and have a look. What an interesting man. Previous episode, he was a fellow who's been a national final three, a high school basketballer, and then he's gone on and played a bit of the third tier and second tier in Australia, and as well as that has a brother who has, interestingly, made an app called, I think, Dynasty Manager. So interesting interview with Mick Binker, who doubts Palinka, and of course all his doubts on Palinka, where really, if you're a Lakers fan, he raised the question of whether the Lakers were better pre-Anthony Davis, which sacrilege, of course, once he's won an NBA title with the team. But it flashed back and a lot of those good players that the Lakers had as a young, interesting, exciting team. Anyway, today they were young enough and they were exciting enough. That was great news. Did the Lakers finally win a first quarter was our last question. Thank you, Ted O, and Merry Christmas to everyone in Sacramento as we're on a Christmas Eve special, depending how late you get this one. The Celtics, they're the number one team for Christmas Day. Are we any chance? Merry Christmas to everyone who's listening. 3 names at Scotown. Merry Christmas to you and everyone in Scotown. 3 names. What a great call. The Celtics, the number one team. LeBron, though, he does lift on Christmas Day. Maybe there'll be something special for the team. Pretty hard to be facing the number one team from the East. We'll look at the standings in just a short second. Stay with us. We'll look at all of that and more on the Larry Lakers. We've got a few questions from the listeners. It's worth having a look at. Thank you for the year to everyone who's been following us there. And what a good game also from players beyond LeBron and AD, particularly that first half. Players were clicking very much. On the opposition, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 34 points. Jalen Williams, that we mentioned, 28. Chet Holmgren, he can hit a three, 19 points and 10 rebounds. And they had 1-3 straight, and now were 5 or 6 when they ran into us. Rui Hachimura, hot first half, not quite as much second half, 16 points in the first half. We had a 71-59 lead. Were you happy with that, Tony? Yes, I was. 60% from the field. You've got to be happy with that. But you were worried there would be sort of a regression to the mean. I tell you, some interesting shots and interesting times. I even wondered if we needed to rest LeBron in that fourth quarter just for a little bit and bring him back on after a play or two. But then he quietened me and he goes and hits threes and doesn't miss one. You can fall in love with the three. And I thought when we were fatigued, we settled for long shots. But thankfully, one couple from AD and LeBron, they went in. How good was that? Reeves also hit a 3 three-pointer that he was fouled on made a great difference just when the deficit looked like coming in. And the Celtics, great question. They are on a win streak of 2. They're 8-2 in their last 10. They're 8-6 away. So maybe that's a little bit of the opening for the Lakers, who can lift on the game. Timberwolves, after beating us, win streak of 1, but they're on 8-2 in their last 10, and they are number 1, and were a bit too good for us last game. But well done, Lakers. Despite winning today, we moved to 16-14. We are still 9th in the West, so we've got a little bit of work to do there. The Rockets have stuck into 8th, and the Pelicans, the Mavericks, the Clippers, the Kings in there at 4th, the Thunder, all these teams, we've got a lot of work to do. Today, 42 minutes from Anthony Davis, +3 in his real plus for 26 points, 11 rebounds. What about 7 assists? We said, can he pass out of the double team? They collapsed straight over to him. There was pressure on the pass. The second guy was nearly there by the time he caught it. And then they collapsed right onto him, and he could hardly turn, make space. But they moved the ball. I thought players moved better off the ball, even though they were unusual lineups today. We got movement. And LeBron, after playing point guard, then the second shift, he moves in and receives the ball a couple of times, cutting off the ball. Second and third pass, he's racing to the basket for a dunk, or he's coming along for that post up where we've talked about him posting up without dribbling into that low post. By the time he gets there, there's 3 players on him. It's pretty boring, LeBron. But this time, moving off the ball, getting it in the low post himself. Taurean Prince, not a great shooting night. 3 of 7. 2 of 5 of those were from the three-point land, but he was on at important times. Great defensive combos. Interesting long and stretchy combo with this new starting 5 there. I don't know if you'd use it for all lineups, but obviously they did some homework, especially for today, for this alleged must-win game. +9. Well done. 10 points, Taurean Prince. Vando, 24 minutes. Just 1 of 4 for his field goals, but +5. How'd he go there? And he's got 1 steal, 1 block. Gee, it was a beautiful block. He did get 6 rebounds. LeBron James, 13 of 20. How efficient. 5 of 5 from three-point land. 9 of 9 on his free throws. 1 or 2 rattled, but they went in. +10 LeBron, 40 points at +10. You've got to be happy with this. Who was better? Only on the plus-minus. Cam Reddish at +13. Just 4 points, though. Shows how important the combinations were and the contributions on at that time. But LeBron is going to be the headliner there time and time again. 40 points, Christmas Eve, +10 in his real plus, 37 minutes. I think he scored something like 15 of our 17 points in succession there in that fourth quarter at one stage. Rui Hachimura, a good 30 minutes, a good amount of time. We've been calling for him. Look, can we get up his value to either trade him or can he contribute and we keep him? But Rui, 30 minutes +1, but it was really his first half. I'd love to see him deliver again in the second half for those watching. Jackson Hayes, again, +6. Wasn't that bad the time he was on, but AD champing at the bit to get back on. Good to see him hungry. +6, a little bit clunky at times, but there's been times we've rested AD and the team hasn't done too badly. I wouldn't want it to be a long time, but well done, Jackson Hayes. D'Angelo Russell, at least accepted being the third player off the bench. Like Austin Reeves came on before him as the playmaker, and then he was after Austin Reeves. So no Austin or Russell in the starting lineup. LeBron playing point guard, then moving a bit off the ball when Austin came in. And then when Austin went out, finally Russell on. Hit a couple of shots, 3 of 6 on his three-pointers, and got the ball in to the low post, particularly a beautiful one. Have a look at it for Rui on a dunk. Austin Reeves, so 17 minutes there for Russell. Austin Reeves, 28, 4 of 8 in his field goals, 2 of 5. Gee, hit one at a beautiful time, though, and the free throws, 11 points there. He was -2. They made a little comeback on some of the time he was there, but gee, he played well. It was lovely to see that jostle and adjusted to the jostling or shuffling of that lineup. Well done there. For them, as we've talked about, Holgram, and we've talked about Jay Williams. What an interesting player. And they've got 2 different Jalen Williamses. But solid and strong. The Jalen Williams there, they've got 28 and +2 in his real plus. And of course, Shea jumped into us. Alexander, he was pushing off, and I don't know what you've got to do to get a charge on this man. Next game for the Lakers, the Celtics. Thank you for watching today. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas Eve, or Christmas Eve, wherever you are. Thanks to everyone who's been a viewer and a watcher. Please share it, log in. We're hitting our 75th show just tonight. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, and stay safe. Go Lakers v the Celtics.